Hi, I'm Tiffany Domino. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my website is howtoentrepreneur.org, and my mission is to help you grow a business from idea to enterprise. So if you or someone you know wants to start or grow a business, definitely have them stop by howtoentrepreneur.org and check out my free course. It's a framework to help you grow a business from idea to full-time income and from full-time income to enterprise. So today, we'll be talking about how to decide what to sell online without wasting lots of time. So if that's your dilemma, you want to get online but you're not sure exactly what to sell, products, services, used things, new things, whatever. If you are stuck trying to figure out how to decide what to sell online, then you're in the right place. In this video, we'll be talking about how to decide, and I'll give you some steps and practical tips that you can use today to decide what to sell online. So when you're starting or growing a business, you always have to carefully choose what to sell. Your ability to choose relevant product and service offers for your clients will be a huge factor determining the success of your business. So this video will show you tried and true methods for deciding what to sell. Whether you'll be selling on Amazon, on your blog, on Udemy, on eBay, this bulletproof method will help you. So let me first start with this funny illustration. So let's talk about Kyle and Jake. And I'm not going off on a tangent. I just want you to listen to this example. So one day, there were two little boys, both about 4 years old. They were playing at the park. Their mom called them saying, "Lunchtime, boys." So they ran over to her picnic-style setup to eat their lunch. And they opened up their lunch boxes, and the one little boy, Kyle, picked through his food. He said, "Mom, you know I don't like this in my sandwich. We don't like any of these things in the lunchbox, and we're really hungry." And the mom shrugged her shoulders nonchalantly and insisted he eat it anyway. And the other little boy, Jake, said, "Mom, why do you make us eat food we don't like?" And the mother responded, this is the funny part. The mother responded, "I was following my passion. I enjoy preparing the meals I've given you. I make what I like to make, whether you like it or not, because it's fun. It's not about whether you like it or not. It's about whether I enjoy preparing it. Now eat your food." So the boys both sadly picked through their food hungry, but not able to find any items to eat and be satisfied. And the disconnected mom continued pressuring them to eat. So was Kyle and Jake's mom crazy? If you're sensitive to children, the story of Kyle and Jake could make you upset. You may be thinking, what an inconsiderate mom. Is she crazy? And why would she make food for her own personal enjoyment rather than paying attention to what her kids may have wanted? And you may not have thought it was so bad if she said, "It's what I thought was best for you," right? But instead, she admitted to making the food specifically because of her own selfish enjoyment. And I agree, Kyle and Jake's mom was quite inconsiderate. She admittedly knew her boys' preferences, but she ignored the knowledge available to her so she could satisfy her own personal agenda. And it's frustrating hearing stories like that, isn't it? So what do Kyle and Jake have to do with anything? What does this have to do with you selling online? What does this have to do with anything? And you're probably wondering what this story has to do with anything. So let me explain. So many people are teaching, follow your passion, pick your interests, and stay true to yourself. And the mother in the story did those three things. She followed her passion, she picked her interests, and stayed true to herself. And it resulted in two young boys who didn't enjoy their meals and could even feel insulted by her selfishness. So do you want to have the same impression in the marketplace? So let's talk about the great entrepreneur's responsibility. So in my previous articles on achieving greatness and achieving customer loyalty, we've been discussing the strategy of preeminence that Jay Abraham talks about, and he's really made it a well-known philosophy. So we've talked about how important it is to subordinate your personal desires to our clients' desires. And if we don't want results like the mother of Kyle and Jake had, we can't do what she did. As entrepreneurs, we're responsible for creating solutions to other people's problems. And when we take the mainstream advice and solely base our product and service offers based on our own passions, interests, and staying true to ourselves, we miss the mark of keeping our fiduciary responsibility to be the #1 advisor to our clients first. So I don't know about you, but I think most of us would have wanted to say to Kyle and Jake's mom, lady, it's not about you. You have 2 sons. You're supposed to make what they like or they won't eat your food. And so they may not eat. They may waste it or even starve. So a lot of us would have wanted to say that to her. And in the same sense, as entrepreneurs, we have to say to ourselves, it's not about me first. What products and services will add value to the people I feel responsible to serve? And when we choose to follow our passions first, we leave people starving from the absence of solutions we're capable of creating. So it's our responsibility as entrepreneurs to orchestrate viable solutions to other people's problems. Now, the perfect match is to marry your passions, your interests, and being true to yourself with solving a problem for other people. That's the perfect match. But you don't want to just ride on the passion bandwagon. #1, you want to identify a problem with a hole in the market. So the best entrepreneurs are solution makers for others. Before deciding what to sell, you want to observe, interact with others, and network to identify problems. Take note of problems around you and ask yourself, how can I use the talents, the skills, the money, the connections, and effort I have to create a solution for those around me? And tabulate your ideas. Write down the problems you see and potential solutions. The problems and solutions don't have to be very complicated. There are very simple ideas that impact lots of people and make tons of profit. So identify a hole. It doesn't have to be a big hole. I remember seeing an inventor. He actually patented the invention of, it was a label that goes on a water bottle that spins. So the idea was very simple, but it still was worthy of a patent. And it actually generated more than $100,000 because he was able to license the patent to companies who wanted to have that accessory. So the idea doesn't have to be super complicated or complex, but the idea does have to be tabulated and does have to provide a solution to an audience. So #2, do a competitor analysis. So your clients are not being invented. They already exist and someone is already entertaining them. So very often when I'm working with entrepreneurs, they believe they're bringing to market something that has no comparisons. So they have to invent the entire process, but this is wrong. Regardless of whether you're inventing something, innovating a new way of doing something, or offering a new service, there's always a competitor who has the market share. Now, when the pen was invented, there was still a competitor. They were communicating through writing some way. And so you have to think bigger than that. So if you're inventing the pen for the first time, then what are people currently using to communicate in writing? If you're creating a printer, what are the people using to communicate in writing, and how will yours have an advantage? So, for example, prior to the invention of the first car, people were still using some form of transportation. They were walking, they were riding horses, and possibly creating innovative ways to perform tasks so they wouldn't have to travel. And in order to sell the first car, the marketers and salespeople of the first car will have to show the competitive advantages of the car over the other opportunities that were competing for the market share. So they will have to show how the car is more relevant as a solution for those walking, riding horses, or staying crammed up in the house than their current options. So in the same way, when you've spotted a hole in the market, you want to think outside of the box to find how people are currently operating in a market without your solution. And then you want to quantify the market so you can have an idea about the profit potential of your business concept. And you also want to gain insight about ways you can create competitive advantages that are valuable to your market when you create your product or service. So, number 3, you want to quantify your market. So you can use online retailers, blogs, podcasts, YouTube channels, news, and current events. You can also use search engine research tools and scour other places online to gauge the market's interest in the opportunity you're considering. You always want to know there is a demand and prove the demand beyond any questions or shadows of doubt before choosing what to sell. So you want to quantify your market to the best of your ability or hire help if you need it. And then you want to look at sales rankings and reviews. So you can look at sales ranking on Amazon or other sites to see what's selling well. Most people don't write comments on products or services, so you can use comments as an indicator of interest. So if there's lots of comments, likes, shares, videos, and reviews on an alternative solution, you can take that as a hint that there's a demand for a solution. So even if your goal is not to sell a product on Amazon, a procedure like this will reveal holes in the market. So I've done a video on how to choose a profitable niche online or for online business. And in that video, I've shown you how to kind of how to use search engine online tools that I like to use. And I've also done another video, a Jaaxi review, because that's a tool I really like to use to evaluate the demand of different product services or ideas, content ideas that I might have online. So you can use the criteria from the video and see trends and what's in demand. So as far as blogs, YouTube, or social sharing, so in his article on how he increased in website traffic 114% in 14 days, Brian Dean reveals the skyscraper method. Basically, with the skyscraper method, you would look for top-notch content, products, and services in your niche. You make something better, and you reach out to influencers to get them to share. So that's a 3-part process. And for the sake of this step, we're focusing on the first 2 steps of the skyscraper method. So first, if you're looking for what you want to sell online, you would look for top-notch content, products, and services in your niche. And then number 2, you would make something better. So now you've done research to identify popular products and services, you see holes in your market, and you've evaluated ways you can use your talents to fill the holes. So it's time to take the insight and create something better than what's out there. So for example, in the area of entrepreneurship, I saw a demand for people to learn about how to be an entrepreneur. I saw many products selling that taught about entrepreneur, and I said, I can create a better experience, more relatable content, and close relationships with people who are aspiring to have successful businesses. And I can give the best information so people who want to start or grow a business can come to howtoentrepreneur.org as a resource center on entrepreneurship. So now this is my big, hairy, audacious goal. Of course, I'm at the very beginning of being able to live that out, but based on my example, you can kind of understand, you can kind of see where I was going with that, and you can see how you can apply that to your concept as well. So if I were to sell something, I would use sites like Amazon to see what entrepreneurs are buying. I'd look at blogs and social media to see what people are buying, what types of content they're sharing. I'd look at other businesses in my niche to see how they're satisfying the demands of my target audience. I would take notes and consider how I can satisfy the demand better. So, I'll leave a link in the description box to this article, because I know this is a really meaty topic and you may need to go back and review this more than one time just to make sure that when you are going through this process that you go through all of the steps. And if you need help, and if you want help, then like I said, you know that I offer the coaching services at Wealthy Affiliate, the business coaching there, and you can get 7 days for free there, so I can actually help you. You can ask me your questions, and we can coordinate as much as possible over those first 7 days. And then if you really see the value, not just in my coaching, but also in the platform and the community and the support there, then you can upgrade to premium and even go annual if you really are serious about taking your business growth to the next level. So I have a lot of things coming down the pipeline there at Wealthy Affiliate, a lot of projects that I'm working on there, so that you can really experience business growth over the year time frame if you decide to stay there and to commit. So at this point, I have a sense of what's selling on Amazon, what other people in my niche are doing, and I take the research I have to the next level by doing search engine research using Jaxi. So with Jaxi, I can enter a word or phrase, and it will tell me how many times people are using search engines to find the information. So how many people are competing for that keyword and other closely related phrases that the same audience may be searching for. So for example, let's say you decide you want to encourage marriage relationships. So you have searched Amazon and found a hole in the market. You see there are no mugs that say, "I love my husband," or "I love my wife," but there's a huge demand for comparable products. So you went onto blogs and you see a lot of shares, comments, repins, and other social credibility on similar trinkets like what you're thinking about. So you could do this step in an alternative order. Just ride along on this example with me. So next, you go to Jaxi, and the first thing that comes to mind is marriage trinkets. So you look it up. So I've already done the work and copied in this image. So the first thing that came to mind was marriage trinkets. Now the beautiful thing about Jaxi is that it'll help you brainstorm. Like you put in marriage trinkets, it shows that there's not much people searching for that specific word, but it'll show you other possible words: marriage counseling books, marriage counseling questions, marriage counseling infidelity, marriage counseling costs, second marriage wedding dresses, marriage counseling does it work, does marriage counseling work, and then there's lots of other keywords that'll populate. And you can just keep playing around with keywords. When you look here in the average column, it'll tell you the average number of times someone searches for the term marriage trinkets every month. And then in the traffic column, it'll tell you about how much traffic you would get if you were on the first page for the word marriage trinkets. And then when you look in this QSR column, then it'll tell you how many other people are competing for that keyword. In this case, for marriage trinkets, even though it's less than 10 people average that are searching for it, and the traffic is less than 10, there's 55 people competing for that keyword. So if I were you, and based off of the rule of thumb that they teach in the online entrepreneur certification at Wealthy Affiliate, they would teach you to look for a keyword with higher than 100 average searches and less than 100 competitors. So this one really wouldn't be a good keyword based on that criteria. So that's kind of how you would do your searching to find out to decide what you want to sell online. You really want to make sure that what you're thinking about has a good demand. And so Jaxi is the perfect tool to use for that. And when you decide to sign up for Wealthy Affiliate, you'll actually get access to Jaxi as combined. So less than 10 site visitors means not a lot of people are looking for marriage trinkets, right? So even worse, the KQI column tells us that 55 people are competing for the keyword marriage trinkets. So it's not really that great. So, but if you look at a different view that I already have populated here, you can see that gifts for husbands is actually a different way of going about it. And gifts for husbands does have a high average search volume, and it has a low amount of traffic, and it has a reasonable amount of competition. But the thing about it is, when you're starting out your site, then that may not be the way to go. But once your site's more established, then the QSR being above 100 competitors wouldn't be so bad. So 352 people are searching for gifts for husbands every month, according to this. The average traffic our site could get would be 60 visitors a month, and only 110 people are competing for the keyword. So with this information, we know we don't want to use marriage trinkets as the primary term on our sales page, but we could potentially use gifts for husbands as the keyword phrase to use in order to rank one of our terms in the search engines. We could even dig down even further to identify a keyword that actually has less than 100 QSR, because that's the rule of thumb. So I would be curious to know what the Valentine's Day gifts for husband says, because you could start to prepare, maybe prepare to sell things, Valentine's Day gifts for husbands or something like that. So this is how you would go about finding those topics and using this tool to help you identify what to sell online. So you kind of see how it goes now. So you can actually give it a try, give Jaxie a try right here on How to Entrepreneur. I have a trial version of Jaxie right here that you can use to kind of play around with the keywords. Now, if you sign up at Wealthy Affiliate as a free member, then you can get up to 30 searches per month on Jaxie for free. So that's what I think is the best option to go. But you can try this out absolutely for free. And number 4, decide on a feasible marketing strategy. So we've looked at so many metrics to get to this point. So kudos if you have completed each phase. Now, before we officially decide what to sell, we should also consider whether we're willing to participate in that niche market. So going back to the example of the marriage mugs, we can analyze our competitors' marketing strategy and decide if we want to surpass their efforts to take the market share. So a tool that I really like to use for analyzing competitors is SpyFu. So if you haven't taken a look at my SpyFu review, then definitely take a look at my SpyFu review. It's an amazing tool to use for this portion of deciding on the feasible marketing strategy. Now, again, if you decide to join Wealthy Affiliate, all of these tools I already have access to, and they are premium tools. But if you decide to sign up as a premium member, then I'll be able to coach you and help you through all of this. And so definitely consider that. So you can simply watch and observe your competitors by doing a SWOT analysis. You can look at their strengths, their weaknesses, the opportunities and threats. And then regarding their marketing, they could be driving traffic to the offer. They could be doing content marketing, posting daily or more. They could be podcasting. Maybe they're doing YouTube videos. Maybe they're hosting seminars. There's so many different ways that they could be marketing their businesses. So as a result of their aggressive efforts, they are getting major marriage trinket sales. So after analyzing the competition's marketing strategy, you have to ask yourself, do I have the resources to outperform, outwork, and outthink my competition? And am I willing to use my resources to outperform, outwork, and outthink my competition? So you have to be honest with yourself, and this is a personal decision. Then number 5, you want to substitute an affiliate product or create the minimum viable funnel and begin selling. So now it's time for the rubber to meet the road, as my mom would say. And in other words, it's time to put all the research to action so you can find an affiliate product in the niche and begin selling it. And this is one really nice thing that Wealthy Affiliate specializes in, is helping you to learn how to do affiliate marketing. So the benefit of affiliate marketing is it's low barrier to entry. If you decide to go into the product development stage, maybe you decide you want to create your own products. If you start to go into product development, then there's costs that go along with that. If you sell someone else's product and first make sure you can sell, then it's lower barrier to entry. So you can find an affiliate product in the niche and begin selling it. Or you can set up your minimum viable funnel by creating a landing page on your WordPress website with a promised delivery date for your product or service. Then you can create the product when you have sales. So of course, you will have to really drive traffic and things like that, and all of those concepts are taught at Wealthy Affiliate. So if you any of these things sound over your head, then definitely that's the place to go. So you can go to howtoentrepreneur.org/wealthyaffiliate to get there. Again, howtoentrepreneur.org/wealthyaffiliate. But my favorite way to send clients to Wealthy Affiliate is through my business framework. So if you go to check out the business framework at the bottom of each of my posts or in the top menu, then you'll also get that free course, the framework to grow your business from idea to enterprise, and you'll also get my invitation to Wealthy Affiliate at the same time. So the concept of using an affiliate product in place of your own or creating the minimum viable funnel enables you to save your time and minimize risk while testing. So this step is your proof of concept. So I've done a video to explain the minimum viable funnel, and you can definitely check it out so you can learn more about that. But in this step, you'll be testing your individual selling process and improving your skills. And you'll need to get traffic to your offer and convert the traffic into buyers of your product or service. So some final words on what to sell to make money online. The goal of this video was to show you strategies for deciding what to sell to make money online. And I know this was a really meaty topic, and I'm sure using these strategies can make you miles ahead of majority of entrepreneurs who are using the method of Kyle and Jake's mom. Hopefully that method is seared in your mind so you don't go into that and you use the Stephen Covey calls it habit 5: seek first to understand, then to be understood. And Dale Carnegie talks about it in his book How to Win Friends and Influence People. He talks about fishing with worms instead of fishing with a strawberry on the hook. So this is really, really an important strategy for you to be successful. You have to make sure that you are solving a problem that is in demand. And so I'm hoping you take this process seriously that I've disclosed to you. And if you'd like more help as you take your business or idea to the next level to sell more online, definitely check out my free e-course where I'll walk alongside you to start your business online. So you can check out the free e-course here, and you'll get that over the next 10 days. If you decide to sign up, you'll get a portion of that every day for the next 10 days. And also you'll get my invitation to Wealthy Affiliate, where I offer my coaching services as well as lots of courses in the pipeline there. So if you have any questions or concerns about what to sell, please leave your comments and questions below. And if you've went through the process of deciding what to sell and you have feedback to help others, then please leave your comments below as well. So that's all I have for this video. I'm hoping that it was really helpful for you. And if it was, please leave a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more videos like this where I do product and service reviews as well as growth strategies like this one you just watched, then subscribe to this channel and click the bell icon so you can be notified of upcoming videos. So that is all I have for this video, and I really hope to see you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye.